Hey guys and girls, as you probably know from my other presentations, I was talking about police and anything to do with my journey. Now I'm explaining these two different careers within police, how to get into these routes or like what to take and which one I'm thinking of doing, and also why I chose this certain part of the police over the others. And as I'm explaining each job, there will be a slideshow of pictures, like a few pictures, and videos from YouTube. It's a movie about police and SWAT. So I combined movies and an actual training video that I found on YouTube. And when I upload it to YouTube, it's gonna have all the links and everything if you guys want to check it out. SWAT in the States basically means Special Weapons and Tactics, SWAT. But here in York Region specifically, it stands for Emergency Response Unit. Like all these units around the world, it's all about the same thing: offensive domestic counter-terrorist actions, serving high-risk arrest warrants, performing hostage rescue and/or intervention, engaging heavily armed criminals. Situations like the Eden Center shooting, school shootings that we've had in the past many times, the Yorkdale Mall shooting, or like even in the States, the officers who stopped James Holmes, which if you guys didn't know, he's the guy who dressed up as a Batman person and he shot those 12 people and injured like 70 others. And apparently the officers that stopped them was the police, the SWAT unit. Because like they're not going to put police officers when a guy is heavily armed and dangerous, even though his rifle was broken anyways. Like after 2 shots it broke and he had to switch weapons. That's why he didn't kill as many people. Anyways, no matter what he did, he deserved his punishment. I prefer that he would have been killed, because one way or the other, the taxpayers are paying for his time spent in jail for the rest of his life. So personally, like, I don't think that he deserves to breathe on this earth, but he'll kill himself anyways. It is a very risky job, especially for the person who wants to raise a family. Here in York Region, we don't usually get as many incidents, because like we do have stricter gun laws, and you know, people who don't have as strict gun laws, yeah, they will tend to do it, and it's the person, not like a group religion. It's like a certain person who's just messed up in his head. Just like the guy from Montreal, he went into a daycare.
Virus database has been updated.
Shut up. And like there aren't that many incidents, and I tried to find the pay rate of this type of career, and it's not really on the internet and I couldn't find it, but I did find a regular police officer. Police officers basically make $45,000 their first year, and they could make up to $100 grand when they're senior officer. But like this is like many years to come just to make that, not including you get dental, healthcare, life insurance. You know, let's say the police officer dies, his family gets money to survive. And to get this type of career, you obviously have to start low like every other officer, and after you have to go through the SWAT training, which is a different type of training. I don't know what to call it because I'm not going into it, so I don't have to research for this. Like I did research, but I'm not researching it for myself. I'm just researching enough to give a little bit back to the class. And to become a detective these days, for one, you can't have a criminal record, clearly. You have to finish high school. You should get degrees in criminology. You should go for your police foundations, do the police academy for half a year. My professor in Seneca told me to watch the news and read newspapers, because you never know, like during an interview process, they might make sure that you know what's happening in the city, and they'll ask you questions about like who's the prime minister, what happened to this person, what happened in this town. You know, you never know what could happen when you're applying for police. It is a very long process to reach this type of career, because everyone does start off small, like I said, and until you put those long overtime hours and the training for years before they do choose detectives, if that's what the person wants. It's a lot safer than being on the actual crime scene and dealing with the high-powered rifle criminals, but at the same time, it's not like it's safe, because whether or not it's more being a regular person walking the streets is dangerous, right? But being a police officer is a lot more dangerous, because police officers are targets towards the criminals, and you got to deal with that on a regular basis. But you know, you are paid to protect and to serve. So, you know, you're trying to protect and you're serving for your city. What I wanted to do was to go through that, obviously the long process line, and possibly become a school district officer, which is exactly what Officer Higgins does. He deals with students within the school. I always wanted to have a career with kids and something with authority, and this kind of does make it seem the best of both worlds in my opinion. it is a very hard career, and like every officer, there is a school arrest, but kids that do make the wrong decision won't stop me from choosing this career. And honestly, I've always been inspired by police officers my whole life. I always have a good, every time I help someone, I always have that good feeling inside, and that's what I wanted to do as a career. I could sit in an office either running my own business, like video editing, like everyone else tells me, or I don't know, working for someone else and dealing with clients every day. But honestly, in the end of the day, you might make a lot of money, you might make $1 million, but at the same time, are you happy? Probably not, because maybe you don't want that. Maybe you want to do good in this world and help this world. Everyone's different. So for me, I actually like to help people in most cases, and sitting in an office and sitting on my butt all day is not really what I wanted to do. I am athletic, I like to get that stuff done. But that's basically what I wanted to be and what you could be if you want to be a cop or a police officer. And thanks for watching my presentation, and hopefully you learned a little bit of something about police.
It's time to get inside and learn the basics of room clearance. The level of trust in a SWAT team is astonishing. Each of the team has a specific responsibility. As the first through the door, my responsibility is to cover this corner and this sector of the room. When I come in, even if I see a guy in that corner, I have to leave him, because he is the responsibility of my number 2. I have to trust him absolutely with my life, because this is what happens if I don't. Sean, you're going to be number 1. This is your sector. You're number 2, Michael. This is your area of responsibility. I'm going to be in here as the bad guy. I want you to come in and clear the room. Understood? Okay, let's go. You think I'm dead?
Yes.
Did you get me?
Oh, yeah.
So you think I'm dead? Well, I'm not. You are. Both of you. Look!
Oh, man.
Listen, I'm in his sector. I'm his responsibility. Even if you see me, you have to trust him to do his job, because he is trusting you to do your job, which is to clear that corner.